What's up? I'm James from Deaf Havana, and may the rock be with you.
G'day, James. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Excellent, mate. It's absolutely great to see you again. I think we've spoken a couple of times before, and it's been
Yeah,
6 years since our last chat. So let's catch up. How have the last six
yeah.
years been for you?
Eventful. They've
Yeah, that's
been
a good word.
good and bad, to be honest. Currently, the best I've ever been, I think. But like, I've literally gone through so many ups and downs in the last 6 years. But yeah, just I don't know. A lot has happened, man. Like the band is sort of we kind of broke up twice, and then COVID happened, and then
Mm,
I don't know. Here we are.
here we are. Now, we are here, though, because in some awesome news, we've got a brand new Deaf Havana album. We're never getting
Yeah.
out. It's amazing. Got it yesterday. I played it through about 4 times already. What are your feelings like leading up to release time?
Um, this time round, I'm a bit nervous because like I really care about this album. Like I really do. I honestly didn't think we were going to release another album after the one we did in COVID, and I wasn't too keen on the one we did in COVID, so I didn't really. We just put it out, and I didn't really care. But this one, like I literally bled, sweat, and cried, and put so much of myself in this. So like I'm really nervous to release it, but I'm also super excited because I actually think it's. I know everybody says this, but I reckon it's the best thing that I've ever been part of
Awesome.
musically.
What I love about your band, always have, is the authenticity. Now, I read that you were writing an album and you scrapped it, and this is a do-over, which
Yeah.
I think is who does it? But now these songs, they ooze the emotion, and you truly get swept into these songs. Like you actually do. I was sitting there going, like,
Oh,
oh.
thank you, man.
As a songwriter, how do you go into the creative process, and how much does it take out of you when you're writing and recording these songs?
It's a weird thing for me. Like I approach it in so many different ways because like sometimes the lyrics will come first. Like I'll have a note on my phone and then I'll turn that into a song. And then sometimes I'll just be sitting on like a piece of music that I've made for ages and I'll put words to it. But a lot of the songs on this one, they came at the same time. So like one of the singles we released, Hurts to Be Lonely, this is one of the oldest songs from the record, and I just sat down in my room one day, like honestly about 3 years ago, and just recorded a demo. I probably wrote and recorded it in like 3 hours. It was mad. But this one was all over the place. This is the first record we've done where we really had like a co-writer. So my mate George, who produced the album, George Glue, he wrote like he and I wrote a lot of the songs together. So it was very different this time. But I don't know, it did. I don't think I realized how much it took out of me until we got it back and I really listened to it, and I was like, oh, because at the time I was so in it, and I was really like, I've stopped drinking now, hopefully for the last time ever. But like during the recording process, I was like almost blackout most of the time, like
Wow.
so drunk. So I don't think I could process my emotions really. But like I haven't listened to it in a while. I'm gonna listen to it again. But when I first listened to it back, I was like, fuck, that is
Mm.
quite it's quite heavy. Like I don't think I realized how heavy some of the things on it were when I was writing and recording it.
Yeah, well, enjoy that. Then there's the other side of that because no record of Deaf Havana sounds the same. So when you
Mm.
talk about evolution of the band and your own growth, how do you view it?
Um, I th- I think that's kind of been an issue over the years because you can see it as evolution, but you can also see it as me getting bored and wanting to explore like other sort of genres of music. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like, for instance, we released a record called Rituals, which is way poppier than all of our other records. And looking back on it now, I don't love it on record, but I love playing the songs live.
Mm.
But at the time, I thought it was what we need. I don't know if it is so much evolution as me just, I like so many different styles of music, so I want to try and do them all. But this new record really does feel like an evolution of kind of everything coming together in one record. So I would just like to think that it's a bit more mature. It's a bit more like crafted as in terms of like songs. I think it's a bit more well crafted. But I don't know. Like the essence is always going to be kind of the same. Like it's always going to be real lyrics. I don't really ever. I'm not very good at like telling stories that I haven't actually experienced myself. So a lot it's kind of the same miserable stuff that I've been writing about. But I do feel very proud of this album. I think it is the most. I don't know. It sounds like an album. It's like
Mhm.
from start to finish. I think it does like it's like a bit of a journey. And I know that sounds like pretentious saying that, but I think I do think this is like the most mature version of our band we've ever had.
Yeah, awesome. I always love to pick a song that jumps out for me on an album. And for me, when I get to Tracing Lines, that was phenomenal. Is there a story you
Thank
can
you.
tell about that song?
Yeah, man. So I broke up with my previous partner last over a year ago now, and it was around the time we were writing the record, and I just found myself living back at my grandparents' house at the age of 35. Like I don't, and then I was like, I don't own anything. I just remember just feeling like the lowest I've ever felt. I was like, well, most of your friends have it together by now, but you've just come out of a long relationship that you should have got out of years ago, but you're too scared to. You live in the house that you grew up in again, which is embarrassing. You got nothing to show for it. And I don't know, like all of those emotions were just like bubbling up inside of me. And then we thought we'd finished the album at that point, but like writing wise. But we went into the studio with George and he was like, let's just try and write another one. And that song just came out we did it. We wrote and recorded a demo in like one day. And I just remember listening to it back and I was like, that is what I'm trying to say is it kind of like sums up the feeling I had throughout writing the whole record in one song. And it just when I listened to it back, I was like, that's the one. Because for me as well, that's the one that jumps out at me. That's my
Mm,
favorite track of the album.
okay.
But it is just really about, I don't know, kind of just wondering where the last 15 years of your life went and what you did with any form of like money or basically what have I got to show for the last 15 years of my life. It's kind
Wow.
of how I felt.
Yes. And it was funny because I was listening to that. I went, oh, that's amazing. And then the next track came on, which I'll be around. And I'm like, oh my God, you're breaking my heart. Like, people need to hear that one too. That's phenomenal. That's a great song. We won't talk about that one, but we'll
Thank you.
try and figure that one out. Now,
Thank you
bring
very
us
much.
back to your first album and the beginnings of the band. Is there anything you
Mm.
took from that experience at the beginning that you continue to use to this day when making music?
Um, Definitely so we used to have a screamer in our band and we had a record before our first record, which is Fools and Worthless Liars. That's what I consider our first record because that was the first one with me singing. I
Mhm.
definitely take stuff from that. I still write exactly the same way. I don't really know how else to write. Most songs start with me and a guitar because I think if you can take it back to that, once you've built it up with other instruments, if it's still a good song where it's just you and one instrument, it's probably going to be a good song when you like build it up. So I still employ that. I still try and write about real experiences that have happened to me, although I'm running out now. um, and kind of like my general approach to being in a band is still fairly similar. Like I still believe in the route of playing shows, promoting stuff that way in terms of like that's all I know how to do, really. Because like when we started, you had to get in a van and play to no one for years and years and years, and then finally someone cares. Whereas now it's completely different. I understand that with like social media and streaming and everything.
Mm.
But I don't really, I honestly don't think the way I've written songs has changed much since that album.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying before, they're always authentic and they're always like real. There's no bullshit. You know what I mean? Like you can't see through.
Yeah.
So no, I really appreciate what you're doing. I love your band. So
Oh,
as a
mate, thank
fan
you.
of music and as a songwriter, is there a song that you wish you could hear again for the first time?
Like that I wrote or any
Uh,
song.
any song in the world?
Honestly, and I'm not just saying this because they're Australian, is Emotion Sickness by Silverchair. Because they're like one of my favorite bands. The old guy who used to scream in our band, we were obsessed with them growing up, and like we were the only two, like no one knew who they were in England,
Hmm.
and we got obsessed with them. But the first time I heard that song, Emotion Sickness, I was like, what the? I just didn't know what it was. I couldn't figure it out because it was like grungy, but it was also like orchestral. It was like 6 minutes long, but it felt like three. I don't know. I would love to feel the way I felt about that song the first time I heard it again.
Yeah. That's what I love about music, man. It takes you to a spot, it takes you to a place. And that's what you guys bring to it as well. So just so you know, that's what happens with your music. So thank you
Oh,
very much. We're
thank
going to
you.
get to that in a minute too. I have to ask about Australia because you've been here a few times. Any chance you're coming back to see us soon?
I bloody hope so because it's one of my favorite places on earth.
Mm,
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to come like I think 4 times now, but it's always fun. We always have good shows. The people in Australia are pretty much the same as the people in England, so it's a very easy transition for us. But yeah, I don't know. I love it every time I go. So I honestly hope so, but I don't know. I don't know. Hope I would like to think we will tour this new album in Australia.
good. That's what we like to hear. Because the last two times I saw you, I reviewed the gigs. They're two of my favorite shows I've seen in a long time. So let's make it
Thanks, man.
third time's a charm.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
after 20 years doing this, when you look back over your career, it can be very easy to say what can change. Now, you talked about a couple of things that stay the same, but what's the one thing that really stands out for you that stayed the same about Deaf Havana?
I think it is that we just haven't changed. Like we haven't ever any sort of hint of success or anything we've ever had. It hasn't made us like I don't know. I've never lost sight of why I started playing music, and sometimes that is hard to see because to the outside it does look like things are going well, but it isn't always, and it's harder to make money and stuff than people think it is. But I always try and like remember why I started playing music, which was because it's a fucking laugh and I want to hang out with my mates and I want to see the world, which I have been lucky enough to do.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Now, we talked about the other songs before, and on a personal note, I wanted to say Trigger is not only one of my favorite songs, yours, but actually one of my favorite songs. It's a brilliant song.
Thank
Every
you,
time
man.
I hear it, it takes me to a spot. I wanted to thank you for it and ask you about that song today. So, when you look back at a song like Trigger, what are your feelings about it today compared to when you wrote it?
So if we take that song, for example, I still like that song as much as I did when I wrote it. I still love to play it live, even though it's for some reason that song kills me to sing live. And like the bit in the middle eight, like the bridge bit, I can just never hit it live. But we'll see what happens. But I don't know. I think I do still like that song as much as I did when I wrote it. But there is definitely other songs where I look back on them and I'm like, God, why did we
You're right.
release that? But I think that's one of the ones that is kind of stuck with us, and like we play it at every show. Like we'll
Mm,
probably always play that song. I think it's our most streamed song online. So I
mm.
don't know. Yeah, that was another one of those weird ones where I wrote it in probably like 3 hours again. It just came out, and then I forgot about it and went back to it, and we really didn't change it much to how it is on record.
Yeah, but then you went the other side of it and you did the reworked edition of all those songs. And hearing it that way, it almost takes on a different tone, a different meaning doing it that way. That
Yeah.
what you did with that album was ridiculously amazing with that. I've got both of them on home on
Thank you.
vinyl and I pick which ones to listen to sometimes, you know what I mean? Like so
Thank you.
yeah, it just shows a good song. So what is there left to do as a band that you haven't had a chance to do that you want to?
Oh, there's loads of stuff, man. Like I think the issue I've always had is I've stopped and started too much. I should have just kept going through certain moments. But like we've never really toured America, which is where I am now. Um, I'd love to do that if we can make it like financially viable or even just possible. Um, I'm just this is an issue I've always had. I never had any goals. I just wanted to get out of the shitty little town that I grew up in. And music did do that for me. So like very early on, I accomplished all the things I wanted to accomplish because I got out and I've managed to keep doing it. So I just never had any like grand goals or anything I wanted to do. But I would honestly, I always say the same thing. I just would love to just keep growing and just get to as many territories as possible because one of the greatest privileges of doing this is that you get to travel and
Mm.
meet people. So that's my favorite part of it. So if we can just keep traveling and keep playing and make it work, then that's good enough for me.
Sounds good to me. Keep making music. That's the one thing you should keep doing. So yeah. Now, lastly, we always do this. Let's look ahead to the future of the prediction. I want you to finish this sentence for me, and I'm jumping ahead now. In 2026, Deaf Havana will,
Be bigger than they ever have.
yes, that's the good. See, that's a goal. There you go.
I don't know if I actually believe that, but we'll say it.
I believe it, so we're going to go with it.
Thank you.
That's right. Excellent. James, absolute pleasure, man. We caught up once in Sydney, but I'd love to catch up with you again when you're downtown. Always
Oh,
great
yeah,
to
I'd
talk
love
to
to.
you, and what a great
Thank
album.
you.
I can't wait for people to hear it.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it.
Thanks.
Thanks for checking out our interview with James from Deaf Havana. Their new album is out very soon. It is amazing. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel, and check out maytherockbewithyou.com for everything else.